So, how do you become one of the most trafficked seed companies on the internet? Well, let's break this down. This is the story of Royal Queen Seeds and the family behind this massive, massive company.
Tell us a bit about Royal Queen Seeds.
Yeah, Royal Queen Seeds is the world's biggest cannabis seed company from the world. We have more than 130 different varieties in our catalog. We have brand stores around the world, like Thailand, in Bangkok, New York, Barcelona, Amsterdam, and many more to come in the future. So, yeah.
And there's another name, Mike Tyson. Oh my God!
Yeah.
You have an alliance with Mr. Mike Tyson. What is like grow like Mike? What is that? How do you deal with this kind of?
And Tyson 2.0 is one of the biggest cannabis companies in the US.
Make sure to strap in, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, follow us on all the socials. Anyways, let's jump into it. So, Royal Queen Seeds is one of the largest European seed banks and really one of the biggest seed banks in the entire world. And it really starts with a man named Boy Ramsahai, the founder. So Boy Ramsahai, originally he's from a Dutch colony in South America. Anyway, he ends up getting into the industry in the 1990s in Amsterdam. And he starts to buy seeds, right? He starts to buy seeds, starts to become a middleman, right? And he starts to do really, really well. He ended up also publishing a magazine called High Life Magazine. And he also founded the High Life Cannabis Cup. And he used these platforms, right, to promote the seeds, promote legalization. Anyway, he's making a ton of money at this point. We're talking about the 1990s here in Amsterdam. Now, the thing about buying bulk seeds in the 90s and selling it, distributing it, I mean, the thing about the seed business in general is that there's margins there that are insane. Now, the margins have probably definitely gone down over the years. But to give you kind of an example, right now, currently, if I had to make an estimation on how well is Royal Queen Seeds doing how much are they making every single year? I don't know those numbers, but I think it's around 40 million a year. Now, what is the potential profit making $40 million a year on bulk seed sales, right? Well, it can range, but it's $35 to $39 million in profit off of a $40 million overall revenue. So you're really only spending about $1 million on seeds and you're making an insane amount of profit. So think about that. So since the 90s, right, Boy Ramsahai has been stacking up a lot of money, right? Now, fast forward from the 1990s on, initially, right, they sold seeds from other breeders before they ended up hiring their own team of breeders later on and scientists to do the in-house breeding. Now, I think they still do a little bit of white labeling for sure, but we'll get to that stuff here in a sec.
We started at a very original way and a natural way because we were doing a lot of experience with genetics. We started with a lot of experience with Europe, of course, but we were very high in US with our Google. That's
important.
Very important with our blogs and everything. Yeah. So we have a wonderful team. Our online team is amazing, and we are. If you see number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we are with 3 numbers. We are in the top 5 in US.
Google.
Yeah, and that is amazing, of course.
But if you think about it, right, what Boy Ramsahai was very, very smart about was that he took all that money and he ended up investing that into SEO. Right, so he already had the distribution with a lot of the physical stores, right? And that's something that they built up over the years too, the Royal Queen Seed stores. But he realized, right, the internet's coming. This is 2007. And today, Royal Queen Seeds is the highest trafficked website on the internet in the entire world to buy seeds, which is pretty crazy. Now, like I said, I think they do now have they have their own in-house SEO team now, but initially they spent millions of dollars on SEO. So now they became recently, like, I think the highest trafficked website for buying cannabis seeds, I think around 2020. Now, why is that? Well, there was a competitor in Spain that was also massive, and this is a kind of a separate thing, but this kind of points to the history and how this opportunity opened up for them to then take that top spot. So in 2020, there's a very big company. It was called DNFM. And they were a massive, massive seed company. I'm talking massive, like they were the biggest in the world. But on September 15th to the 17th in 2020, the police in Spain actually raided DNFM and carried out, raids on all of their entire operation. It seems kind of weird, that whole thing is, I mean, I need to look more into that. That might be a whole story on its own. But after this raid, right, DNFM was taken down and Royal Queen Seeds had a clear pathway to take that #1 spot. So if we talk about analysis here and we're talking about, you know, this is where preparation meets opportunity, right? They were already doing really well, but with DNFM out of the way, they cleared the way to kind of take that top spot. Now there's other big seed companies online, but this is a big component, I think, to the history of Royal Queen Seeds. And also too, taking advantage of the internet at that time was super smart, and the fact that they built, you know, they built incredible SEO. I mean, their SEO, and that's what it comes to the seed game. No matter what you want to say about the quality of their seeds or not, like, I mean, I've never grown them before, I don't necessarily know, but we're talking about just pure business here from an entrepreneurial standpoint. They put themselves in the right position. They then had an opportunity happen where one of the biggest competitors got raided and shut down kind of for a little bit. By the way, DNFM is also, I think they're back open. It's called Silent Seeds now. Anyway, if you guys have any more information on that, please let me know down below in the comments, right? But going back though to the history, right? So throughout the last 15 years or so, Boy Ramsahai would actually have his son, who's Shai, right? Now Shai Ramsahai, his son, he grew up in the industry. He was working at a very young age. You know, one thing I will say I can tell from this is that Boy did a good job raising Shai because, you know, I mean, Shai grew up really rich. I mean, these guys are, I mean, worth at least $30 to $50 million, like just individually, I think Boy is. And even though, you know, the thing about it when you're born rich, right? The big thing is, I'm like, how do I make sure they don't become spoiled assholes? How do I make sure that they're not monsters?
Jaden, you look retarded, bro.
And that's really, I think, a lot of ways is done by hard work. And so that's what Boy did with Shai. He had Shai working in the warehouses, working on the business, starting at the ground level, working his way up, and making him earn it.
Why?
Yeah, the nice thing is also, it's a very good question. The nice thing is, you know, we make a Royal Queen Seeds a family company, and Shai is my oldest son. And I told to Shai, listen, Shai, I am 58, let's make a plan, because he has before his own companies, and he sold one of the companies in to a company in Canada. And I told him, listen, you have a lot of experience also in the cannabis industry. Let's make a plan that you have to be the new face of Royal Queen Seeds in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. So we make the plan, and the nice thing is everything came together with the lion, with the decision what we make. I get a step behind, he get a step in front, and. He's the new president.
Happy with that?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. No, but I think we did well. So I wasn't.
And you know, I've done my research. I've talked to different people around the industry about this, and everyone says actually, like, you know, there's obviously competition and stuff, but like people that know Boy and Shai, like they tell me they're good people, like, and they know what they're doing when it comes to running a middleman seed business, right? Now they do some breeding now, like I said, but we'll get more to that. But going back to Shai though, right? So he sold ashtrays at merch events. You know, he also started to work in sales and operations before branching out and working with his own company with other CBD and hemp businesses. That's from 2017 to 2022. He built up that time, and he, you know, like I said, Shai, what I've done my research on and what I've talked to, he knows his stuff. He's motivated as hell, even though this is someone that, you know, was what I've been told is, you know, he was driving Ferraris as a kid in the streets of Barcelona, but he still had that fire, still had that motivation, right, to help continue to build the business.
This one is for you guys. I want to thank also one special guy. He's on the stage. He's my father, Boy, who started the company 15 years ago. And I remember that day, like the day as yesterday, that he started a company. I was doing packaging, and he was doing sales by his phone, and look where we are right now, 15 years later.
So now Shai's taken over, right, as the president now, and he is taking charge on building the global expansion. They're moving into the United States now, and overall, like I said, it looks like Shai has done a great job of learning from his dad about being great operators. Now, like I said, the global expansion, right, they started in the Netherlands, right, but they then expanded to Barcelona, right, and then Bangkok, and now they've moved into the US markets recently, and they've actually opened up their United States headquarters in Eugene, Oregon in 2023. Now they've done a bunch of different events, right, and they hosted an event in Times Square to mark their growing presence in America. They also partnered with Tyson 2.0, launching cannabis strains endorsed by Mike Tyson, right? Now, we got to break down Why would they do that deal? Why would they do a deal with Mike Tyson? Well, this is a strategy that I want folks to realize, that there's publicity around these kind of collabs, right? There really is good publicity. Do you know how much, like, probably free SEO generated content they probably got from that collab?
And there's another name, Mike Tyson. Oh my God!
yeah.
You have an alliance with
Yeah.
Mr. Mike Tyson. What is like grow like Mike? What is that? How do you deal with this kind of? You go to Las Vegas, you win awards, you go with Mike Tyson.
Yeah. We decided to go to the US 2 years ago. So we opened a warehouse in Oregon, and we were always looking to big brands in the US. And Tyson 2.0 is one of the biggest cannabis companies in the US. So I was introduced to Adam, the CEO of Tyson 2.0, and we started the conversation. And we said, okay, let's do a collaboration. And it worked out very well. We have right now 6 different varieties, 3 autoflowers and 3 feminized ones. They are. We just launched them 2 weeks ago. The sales are going crazy.
Yeah.
So
people love the name.
Yeah. And Mike as well. He only wants to work with the best companies. So he's also very happy with the collaboration so far. And he will start growing as well. His own plans for the first time in his life very soon.
Right.
And we will make some videos and content about it.
And that's the power of leveraging a celebrity. So when we think about the Mike Tyson collab that they did, the 2.0 collab, that's really an SEO play. I want folks to know. And I would say that's it. I mean, when it comes to quality seeds, I can't even comment on that. I don't know. I think some people in the comments are probably gonna be like, oh, they're terrible, like these are not. I don't even know that. I think they're probably fine. I mean, who knows? But when we're talking about pure business analysis here, those are the reasons why they're successful. Because really, when we talk about the seed market, it's all about the internet. Now, the future of Royal Queen Seed is going to be interesting to see how this all turns out. Because one, let's just say this, right? The seed market online is starting to really, really heat up. I mean, it's getting competitive. There's just no two ways about it. But they really focused on bridging the European and North American markets together. And we're starting to see a lot of that throughout this industry, right? We're seeing the trappers connecting, right? We're seeing, a lot of the European market, companies are starting to come over to the US because they need to get a presence. I've talked to countless different cultivation tech companies that are coming over to the US now that they were dominating over in Europe. They still are, right? Some of them are, some of them aren't. But they're coming over to the US now because they want to get into this market. And we're going to cover all of these other seed companies. We're going to go over all these different things. So I'm excited for us to do business analysis on these companies. Anyways, guys, I would love to hear what's your guys' analysis of the business of Royal Queen Seeds. I'm super curious, what's your analysis of it? Why do you think they're successful? That's really the core of all of this content is, I want to do a little storytelling, but I also want to extract as much knowledge and game for people that are aspiring entrepreneurs that are coming up and are trying to make their own business. And yeah, guys, really appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me. We're going to be covering more companies like this, doing more business analysis. And yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Follow us on all those social medias, please. X, Instagram. But most importantly, please join our new newsletter. You're going to stay up to date on everything happening. You're going to also get access to our Discord, our private communities. Join the newsletter, stay up to date. We're going to be doing business analysis of different cannabis companies, different sectors of the industry, as well as broader other industries as well. But it'll be the first link down below in the description. It'll also be the first link pinned below in the comments. So please join the newsletter, join the community. I promise you won't regret it. We're gonna have a lot of game coming in these newsletters every single week. You're not gonna wanna miss out. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you for joining us. This is LMC, signing out.